Yeah. Jesus, you're my everything, yeah. My everything is you, Lord. Yeah. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, oh, oh. Everybody say, ah. Say, oh, oh. Say, how can I express my gratitude for all the many things you've done for me? Words are not enough, yeah. Enough to say thank you. Say, Lord, you are my everything. You're my everything. How can I express my gratitude? How can I express my gratitude for all the many things you've Father, you done for me, yeah. Words are not enough to say thank you. Say, Lord, you are. Lord, you are. You're my everything. Say, I call you Zion. You're my provider. I call you Eunice. You are my battle. I call you Rapha. Hey. You are my healer. Say, Lord, you are. Lord, you're my everything. I call you Jireh. Lord, my provider. I call you Eunice. You are my battle. I call you Rapha. You are my healer. Say, Lord, you are. You are. You're my everything. Will you nothing you know? Will you nothing you know? Will you nothing you know?
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your location. And then so mema ankrankran bia mema ankrankran bia amache baby bia ma okwa aba baby bia owo megidi se twede ampon adaroma. Then so adom ne nti yasen hia yedi edwuma yedi ba every Friday bia yɛde brɛ mo ɛyɛ mmara mo nsɛm yɛfrɛ no legal hour with BWF Solicitors for. And then so megye di sɛ sɛnea ɔrehwɛ yɛn na wabɛto yɛn no wobɛnya wo kyɛfa wɔ mu na mmom wobaeɛ a bɔ mmɔden a sɛ wobɛhyɛ na akɔ akyiri na obi biara nso anya ne deɛ wɔ mu. Meda mo ase sɛ mohwɛ yɛn na motie yɛn na mmom mobaeɛ a bɔ mmɔden a na hyɛ. Ɛnɛ nso adom no nti yɛkeka yɛn ho yɛde yɛn ho abom na yɛmfa adesua kɛseɛ mbra na ansa na yɛde bɛba no mɛka nsɛm kakra bia ne sɛ ade kyi na ade sa no de bi biara na home office ɛkeka ne ho ɔde nsɛm twam ɔde nsɛm kɔ na ɔde nsɛm ba saa nso na yɛgye di sɛ this week nso no nsɛm kakra a abɛtwam no ɛnkyɛ biara me introduce me resource person mɛma ɔde nkyia kɛseɛ ɛde abrɛ mo etiefoɔ ne ahwɛfoɔ nyinaa a wɔhwɛ yɛn wɔ afidie mu ha ɔde baeɛ na mama ɔde update no nso aba abɛka ho na yɛde sua adeɛ nneɛma ɛresesa na mempɛ sɛ wobɛtena ase na watwɛn na abɛto ansa na waka sɛ minim yɛ anka bɔ mmɔden a na to anamɔ nkɔ ho BWF Solicitors for baabi biara a wɔwɔ na wasɛm a ɛhia wo ɛwɔ immigration ho ɛwɔ family law ho ɛwɔ even mmara adwuma mu mmara nsɛm biribi a de di wɔ adwuma mu a ɛnyɛ wo dɛ anaasɛ mpo yɛn kurom yɛkɔ yɛn kurom law nso a ɛno nso megye di sɛ biribi wɔ hɔ ka a wobɛka sɛ wobɛnya ɛho animdeɛ wɔ hɔ ɛno nti na BWF Solicitors ɛto anamo every Thursday every Friday any Saturday so ɔmo de education bɛma the community na yɛn nyinaa yɛmfa nkenya yɛn ho nti ɛnɛ nso adom ne saara yɛde bi ɛɛba na mmom mebɛtwa me ho sema mebaeɛ a na ma introduce me resource person meba sisia.
Our private client services team is recognized for providing clear and practical legal advice to our clients in the United Kingdom and Ghana. Expert help with will writing, probate, or estate administration. Our will writers and probate lawyers can act for you to obtain grant of probate and carry out estate administration on your behalf. The probate takes place after someone dies. If there's a will, the named executor is responsible for ensuring that the estate of the deceased is secured, assessing its value and paying any inheritance tax. If there is no will, the intestate and inheritance rules require similar responsibilities. Our lawyers offer strategic and practical solutions to the issues which clients face, whether it's in relation to succession planning, will preparation, probate and the administration of estates, immigration and visas, contentious family or probate disputes, administering estates often with inheritance cross-border issues, international trust advice including residence, domicile issues, wealth preservation, a fast, efficient service from SRA-regulated professionals, transparent pricing. BWF Solicitors, let us take care of probate.
Yo, yenuanom ni adofo ya saba no ene ye de dwumade no eba be hya sisi na mom meto mensa afra ye resource person ye maame ba ko pe lawyer Eunice na onfa nchia kese embre mu na afede ye de topic no aba betu janti lawyer Eunice me mo akwa aba eba ye dwumade yi so.
Major so my tea, Major so bebree. And I know today is a special day for you, Inti. We will definitely do something at the end. But we wish and we pray that the Lord Himself will continue to strengthen you, will continue to give you your heart's desire, will give you His peace, His joy, and that He will continue to move you from one level of grace to the other. Into today and for the rest of the year, we wish you all of God's manifold blessings in Jesus' name.
Amen. Amen. We dem adia to mu kese pa. You ya lawyer Eunice with us. Me that's mampa and a special day. All the days are special, though, but sometimes na ebi wo ho we won't say ni je ne ebro so internese ni je na abro so sa na e be ka no. Enti la Eunice memo akwenya na meda wasiken ne e hya ase na mama akwenya na wo de nchia kese nso ametiefo na ahwefo na afidi de dwumedie no ahya ase.
Oh, that's the baby. And see, say ya de bia, that's every week bia yeah, no. It's safe for ya damwas to say and the day mama joining ye asha for ya damwas to say and the day so mama joining ye. We know say sometimes out of your busy schedule you are able to listen to us wherever you are into ya damwas. Um as Maya T said, every week bia inyama esisa into yɛpɛ sɛ yɛhwɛ nneɛma a government no nso de aba anaasɛ nneɛma a wɔde atoto hɔ a wɔdwen sɛ ɛbɛyɛ beneficial ama yɛn etiefoɔ anaasɛ nkurɔfoɔ a yɛte UK hanom anaasɛ yɛte amanɔne a yɛpɛ sɛ yɛba UK. Ndra ɛna wɔde new statement of changes ɛbaeɛ. Into Endra, we knew that there were new statements of changes that the government has introduced. I'm sure, say, yeah, Home Office Secretary, Miss Wei Suna. Into with her, no, she's obviously sat down with her ministers and they've decided that they are going to simplify some of the rules and then also take certain things out. One of the things are almost Aka said they are going to remove and answer on a free hall is the should I say permission I hear for administrative review. And to say I can't administrative review then into administrative review so oh catch a home office because we've refused my application into me per se me to me Emma and who quite say won't sign and share application in bill. Yes, mo refuse it, but bibi wɔ hɔ a ɛkyerɛ sɛ woanhwɛ saa asɛm wei yie anaasɛ you made an error in mo decision na moyɛɛyɛ nti because of that ne nti ɛyɛ sɛ mo san hwɛ
case no mu bio na mo sign every make saa decision na mo refuse yɛ. Nti administrative review is going back to the home office to look over the case again sɛnea ɔmo bɛsesa ɔmo adwene regarding that decision. Nti ɛno no saa no ɔmo pɛ sɛ ɔmo yi ɛno no for EUSS applications and EU family permit applications. I know say ebinom a wɔn ayɛ saa administrative review deda no ɛda so wɔ mu. Obviously, these changes will come into effect in the next few weeks. Until most of the changes come into effect from the 5th of October. Nti sɛ wohwɛ a sometimes over 1 year only a response because of administrative review I must say almost stream and because of the should I say load of case working someone dealing with unfortunately they are not also able to review at the same time into they are dealing with applications from all over and they also have to review the decisions as well into unfortunately they are unable to review those decisions in time into what they've said and they said, then they will have to remove EUSS ne EU family permit applications. Senya and the right to just appeal. And to say you refuse so you will still have the right to appeal, but they will remove that right to administrative review. Senya debia and and then another thing that they have also mentioned is the fact say when it comes to lawful residents, in Nayenim say lawful residents say obi a watena a chrome ha lawfully. Into say oh yeah, application for let's say 10 years lawful residence. They are expecting say you are able to show say na one krata for the whole period of the 10 years that you were here before almost indefinite no ebe mouth. And they are saying that when making an application for 10 years lawful residence now, they are now going to exclude time I would buy hanum as a visitor. Time I would buy hanum ABI as a short-term student because now will be a short course before 6 months or less. And I said time I would buy her as seasonal worker because seasonal workers in Kofua ABI because of farmers needing people to come and harvest or more produce no. Omo aka say oh in here Kofua mo beba now mo betumi abeboa with the harvesting no. All these are lawful because ABI oba hanom with 6 months visa and I said 3 months visa and I said you came here as a short-term student. Into a no sano, somebody would think say, oh, say, oh, but hanum lawfully, the I didn't na omo person muyi and no frame. And that is because usually in Kofu Amoba Hanum as visitors, as short-term students, as seasonal workers, are by law meant to go back into I don't know kyerɛ wɔ mbrɛ no mu sɛ ebi a meba hanom as visitor meba hanom for just short visit nti mɛsan asan m'akyi akɔ back anaasɛ meba hanom as short term student because my course na meyɛ no is only for 4 months menim sɛ meyɛ course no asan m'akyi akɔ and then ebi a meba hanom as somebody who is a seasonal worker it was just for that short period of time na masan m'akyi akɔ um they know said that was the intention or because you were showing that that was the reason they didn't say I will ban into oversign with you into they've said say if you are counting that towards your lawful residence there and they almost share no crap because to them no na yourself sign with you echo back eba hanum on other routes that will allow you to remain in the UK lawfully into almost a na Ephraim. Another thing that they've also mentioned is the fact that when it comes to electronic travel authorizations, I know say a lot of people have got videos. Now me call it crampo share me video be nensa can and somebody has gone ahead to say electronic travel authorizations will be required of all UK residents. And I was just thinking, wait there. say yeah, to me and church, yeah, a lot of people will be deceived by some of these videos that are going around. Into electronic travel authorizations, permission government no ede ama ronona they don't have that visa to required to come to the UK. Into there are some countries that UK aka say omo nhia visa senya omo betumi aba krom ha. But because omo nhia visa no, yɛbɛhia sɛ ɔmo bɛyɛ biribi a yɛfrɛ no electronic travel authorization sɛnea yɛbɛhu nkurɔfoɔ a ɔmo ba kurom ha. Nti at the moment no, the electronic travel authorization is open to about 6 countries, which includes most of the Arab Emirates, the Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, Oman, very soon Qatar. So yeah, they almost so ever ho. Into those countries no, Omo nkurɔfoɔ no do not need a visa to come into the UK, but they have said they will need an electronic travel authorization to be done ansa na ɔmo betumi ɛwura wɔ UK ha. Nti sɛ ɔmo ba they have to fill in the form online, the electronic authorization online before they are allowed to come into the UK. But someone can say, ebia woyɛ saa electronic travel authorization na woyɛ obi a wote aba UK na wode NHS ne ka ɛno no saa no sɛ wode ka more than 500 a wobɛduru airport no a woka sɛ wobɛwura mu no ɔmo bɛbisa wo sɛ adɛn nti na wontua saa ɛka no ɔmo bɛtumi refuse so sɛ wobɛba inside nti ɛno nso saa no is also a restriction in a way nti they've said say when it comes to saa electronic travel authorizations na they expect sɛ wode NHS car you should have paid and the debt has to be not more than £500. And also sign on so for non-visa countries and I say nkurɔfoɔ a ɔmo hia visa a ɔmo de bɛba UK ɔmo no ɛna ɔmo so sɛ ɔmo yɛ saa electronic travel authorization a ɔmo de bɛba UK kurom ha. I know that there are a lot more within the statement of changes. And see, as the weeks go by, I'll be giving more updates because most of these changes will take effect from the 5th of October 2023. And see, I know are not yet the more updates now about in terms of what the changes really are. And I know said they've made some common changes with even the Appendix EU, Appendix EU family permit. And so we'll have a look at that as well as the weeks go on. Yeah.
Yo, la Eunice, we are dasi. Wachiche mu pa. We di esen kami. Ye school dem mu dia. Obesi wa my appointing, which is very good. Thank you so much. La Eunice, oh, debia senior ya na ye kano. Se nyoma bi ba fufuro se ya, especially that video circulating say, sisi a UK resident ni bia no. Ube here ye can is electronic.
Electronic, yeah, travel authorization.
The
And
whole video now, there is the genuine one that the government did himself. And so circulated, but a bit more so talk over and I say yeah, Oma kasa wechre and omonso omo tretre asie in their own contest osha anyway no crown wage na nti wenum na ya na ɛha adwen sɛ yɛantie mfiri lawyers ankasa no a wobɛhu ne nyinaa yɛ confused ɛwɔ system no webi sɛ confused.com nti a good paa sɛ woakyerɛkyerɛ mu sɛ wohwɛ video no a even a clear indication sɛ ɔmo wɔ that opportunity sɛ ɔmo ba UK a nka ɔmo nhia visa nti no ebi koraa mbia na sɛ transit bi nso ɛkekaka ho a ɛho nhia sɛ wobɛyɛ visa nti wo na wobɛyɛ saa electronic yɛfrɛ ne sɛn
travel authorization, no.
authorization no na yɛ easier na travel no ayɛ easier and faster because sometimes almost not queue near ade na just for ease of you can say commute no ɛwɔ airport so sɛ ne ɛbɛyɛ get to your plane on time near the
Yeah.
ade. And so misinterpretation a what system ne mo ankrofo di dwa nkrof me crowd be afrɛ me this is here they don't have visa when no say let me see when you have visa. Oh, okay. Kogana nabra. Uba na kese have visa. You say electronic. Uche mwana uche. Na kese ibe mo uche mwana. Thank you so much. Wabe explain that bit, And but I believe say it's just young quantum is may not be enough. But as time goes on, we keep on educating the public or the community
Yeah.
about some of these changes. Now they are getting it wrong from YouTubers. They you see, sometimes the funny thing is they want to make their money. So they
Yeah.
will put the headlines in that scary, fearful, and negative
Yeah.
way because humanity and kasa we attract negativity.
Yeah.
Bibi a yɛ negative biara abɛhwɛ nso woyɛ ade papa say wonya nkurɔfoɔ mbɛhwɛ o. Enti saa ɔmo nso ɔmo bɛtwerɛ the title no so negative sɛnea ɛbɛyɛ people will rush and then come and watch and then it starts
Uh-huh.
spreading and going viral
Yeah.
before
Yeah.
they get to know the right thing wobɛhu
Yeah.
no only few people na enti no I don't blame them ne nyinaa ɔmo de pɛ sika nso I don't blame them. All
Of
that
course.
we need to do as people watching me now, viewers watching me, listeners listening to me now, is that sometimes when the new update comes into the system, we have to be patient first of all, and then make sure we hear it from the appropriate sources, especially from the lawyers themselves. Well, now then you can definitely be certain of what is going on. But if you keep on these YouTubers and bloggers and stuff, trust me, you'll be misled. Auntie, thank you, Lawyer Eunice. And now we'll be going straight to our main topic for the day. And I know it's one of the update that just came recently. We are baby BMO. It is a producer the better us. See the topic that we have. But before I go on to my topic, please, the viewers and listeners, listen to me and watching me. As soon as you come on, please share the program, let it go viral for us. Now, subscribe to our YouTube channel and then follow us on YouTube and Facebook as well. We are also on Twitter. We are also on Instagram. We are on almost all the social media platform. Just follow us, and I believe anytime we come on board, you'll be the first person to get the notification so that you can keep on watching and liking our program. As soon as you come on to, don't just come and peep and go, but please leave a message, leave a comment, just say something, even if nothing at all. Today is my birthday. Come and say happy birthday to me, and I'll love that. Okay. Yes. So let's move on. And today's topic that we have here: can I apply as a dependent partner of partner who is in the UK on a work visa? Now we know there are so many types of work visas that we have in the system, and some of these work visas, no, say we are partner, so we are you can say one warrior kasa like marriage couples, and now say other means relationship. Let me put it in a broader relationship, no. Yɛbɛhwɛ sɛ wo partner anaa wo nipa ɔwɔ work visa, yɛbisa say as you the dependent no wobɛtumi wo so apply anaa ɛno na ɛnɛ yɛbɛ because in some nketenkete bi ɛbatabata ho for the update na lawyer Eunice kaeɛ no, especially when we look at the EU deɛ na aba no nti no ɛnɛ yɛbɛhwɛ lawyer Eunice sɛ yɛka dependent and partner and then work visa. We will see three things in one: dependent, partner himself
Yeah.
or herself, and then the work visa. So two
Yeah.
against one.
I
Let me
I
first of all, say home office, and I say the law is describing a partner as a tracing.
nti sɛ mbranaka partner usually hwɛ wo hwɛ yɛ immigration rules a ɔmo ka sɛ obi a ebi a wo ne ne te fie baako a ebi a yɛnka ne sɛ wɔretwene mpena nti you know sɛ saa nipa wei it's more than a girlfriend boyfriend kind of relationship nti because it's more than a girlfriend boyfriend type of relationship nti mo aka kyerɛ me ho sɛ mo te bom ebi a mowɔ mba together ebi nso a monni mba together. And then there's also the fact that they want you to show say at least now for at least 2 years into say mo say now boma, they want you to show say you have lived together for at least 2 years. There
Mm,
are obviously times when you can show say ebia untna embomu for 2 years but more emba together
mm,
into no say more your partners and into and also no that can also go to argue in your favor.
okay.
And then the second definition of the partner no is to do with obia or ya for
Mm,
into obi a yɛnka ne sɛ either by asɔre anaa registry anaasɛ imam ablessing mo awareɛ no, you have
mm,
done a religious ceremony anaasɛ woma akɔ registry akɔyɛ awareɛ no ɛna
mm,
ɔmo aregister awareɛ no, ɛno no
mm,
wowɔ ho evidence a wobɛtumi akyerɛ sɛ moyɛ awarefoɔ. Nti ɛno no
mm,
saa no, sɛ moyɛ awarefoɔ a, it depends on how long you've been living together. Obviously,
mm,
if you've been living together for just 6 months, and the
mm,
eventually will marriage certificate no so say 6 months ago na mo worry into
mm,
mo and mo ye sa our reform ye ka say mo
mm.
ye partners and so under the law. Into the partners that is referring to is not just in conform multiple, but in conform so omo our reform.
Okay. Nti saa na home office no
Yeah.
define ne partners no. Na
Yeah.
ase na wakyerɛ sɛ ɛnyɛ kyenkyene nkyi a moakɔ asɔredan mu. Asɔredan mu deɛ wɔ hɔ. Nti no sɛ moatena abom mehu obi mehyia no yɛatena yɛakɔ titire mu a aburokyerɛma mu ɔmbɛka sɛ ogya ɛdan boɔde nti ma yɛntena mbom na nkaeka no yɛnhyɛ na ɛnyɛ nketewa nti ne yɛatena ase a o wokɔba te sɛ awarefoɔ nso mo a monhyɛ da nyɛ dɛn ɛnwareeyɛ ɛnna ɛwɔ kurom ha paa na moatena ase abom bɛyɛ 2 years anaasɛ bi mpo a wo ne ne nso ayɛ dɛn ɛwɔ ba nso monhyɛ da nwareeyɛ akwalaa na ɛwɔ mo ntam nti akwalaa na ɛtwe mo mmienu together as partners no anaasɛ bi ampa moakɔ asɔredan mu nso moaware ɛno deɛ ɛno kyerɛ sɛ moyɛ married moakɔware ankasa a krataa da so sɛ mo
That's
mmienu moaware nti saa adeɛ mmiɛnsa yi nyinaa kyerɛ saa partner no wɔ adeɛ a yɛba abɛsua mu. Yo, lawyer Eunice, wakyerɛkyerɛ mu yie. Tiefoɔ mo aba so, afei na mo aba so a mɛda mo nyinaa ase. Yɛgu so a yɛsua adeɛ na memfa nkyia kɛseɛ ɛma yɛka ne sɛ Helena Akiyomi. Hey, hello, Auntie. Good morning, Lady Manyeti and Lawyer Eunice. God bless you richly. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, ma'am. Thank you. And then Derek Yabua also see good morning, Lawyer Eunice and Manyeti. God bless you, Manyeti, and enjoy your special indeed. I'm going to be enjoying myself. Sandra Fraser say, yay! Good morning, ladies. Good morning, my dear. Nanaji, my free legal education. Otiwa oh yeah then brabe hwe na yensua de nanaji my ye program na otumi from me anke be me de pa obi de udin aba be scam me big time nti mesrɛ wɔde wo photo ne wo biribia kyerɛ sɛ ɔne me di nkɔmmɔ te sɛ wo pɛpɛpɛpɛ abɛskame me bi nti wohwe yɛwie a yɛndi nkɔmmɔ na Margaret Edu Jemfi Tileduma Douglas Adum Nana Ankosa Akosa. Yes, Ekiasewa. Good morning, Nana Juma. Good morning, Lawyer Eunice. Auntie Helena says, thank you, Lawyer Eunice, for the update. Very, very helpful. Thank you, ma'am. I believe you've shared and then you've liked our page and then subscribing to our YouTube channel. Sandra Fraser, yes, Secretary Papa B. I see. Please contact our immigration solicitors for further assistance. Or the numbers ni nyinaa aba begu on it. So BWF Solicitors so far. Nye yera kwan kra. No say Seven Sisters Tube Station ni say bang. Wobɛhu ɔmo wɔ hɔnom yɛde further details no abɛto Helena Esanbo say BWF Solicitors the best. Thank you for the relevant information and helping your community. God bless you. Thank you. Ma comment ni say ma platform no progress. So Miss Remo, even if nothing at all, just say hi. You are doing well. I understand. Or even if you don't understand the language, you just say something. Next time I will interpret it for you to understand it in the English language. Promise by honestly say good morning or please share. This is really, really helpful. Promise nyame inshra kwabna boabin or say happy birthday to you na. Kwabna nyame inshra won so nyame inshra wo medase. Alex or say happy birthday queen of the host. Free legal advice on Manyeti. Wish you all the best in your endeavor. Thank you. Nyame enshira o mami. Medasi. Sanso na Sandra Fraser enso de abeto esi happy birthday. Menia, dear menia. Medasi. Now, me come next question. So now, yakoye ni mo bano na mo share program no. And before my next question, I know maybe you watching me right now. There are so many scammers out there. They will take your photo just as I'm speaking to you. This is just by the way. They will take your photo, they will take your number, they will take few things and then call people on your contact or on your Facebook. You kind of saying friends, no, and then they'll start communicating with them as if it were you. Now if they start demanding money, but say onim ni pakona say sa osimesi enya de o abeji sika free ho na all of a sudden no see me ho akire mo baby na obetumi ama me £500 me buy ya me be bro am pacho mo hwe ye ni nyina ye scam. Me say, but there is no way I will ever call somebody say, me ho akyere me na on mami sika nyaminti. No way. Emba so emba so da say me fro bi say me ho akyere me na ombre me sika nti me srew say obi de me photo abeye obi bisa na enyemia yo lawyer Eunice yem koye nim na de we de koso pa sisi e wa
Yeah,
kyere ye
yeah, yeah.
na defined by the home office no yɛnhwɛ na sisi no saa adeɛ wei now we know our partners no na work visa me partner or work visa so na kyerɛ sɛ ɔyɛ adwuma work visa so UK ha na me nso sɛ mewɔ fie sɛ mewɔ kurom ha na mepɛ sɛ memba mbɛka ne ho no mesrɛ wo mɛtumi aba abɛka ne ho sɛ meyɛ dependent partner na sɛ mɛtumi a deɛn na ɔwɔ sɛ mede kyerɛ sɛ ampa osi mesi amama no work visa yi a ɔwɔ UK a ɔyɛ adwuma yi ne mpra ne me anaa ne twitwi mmotwo ne me anaa ne yere ne me anaa ne kunu ne me mpakyɛw evidence bɛn na mɛtumi approve sɛ adeɛ wei relationship yi a nipaku yi a mama no visa yi ɛyɛ genuine one afei nso yɛatena akyɛ saa mesrɛ wo proof bɛn na mɛtumi because relationships ne bebree wɔ
Yeah,
hɔ a Jack
yeah, yeah,
ɛno sɛ yɛte dɛm mu na yɛyɛ yɛn ho wei kɔba a no aba wei kɔba a yɛndwene
yeah.
sɛ yɛde pɛ biribi nti lawyer Eunice proof bɛn na ɔsɛ metumi de show sɛ ampa osimesi a mama no work visa yi ɛyɛ me nipa no.
I like the way who phrasing questions about the fact say would share evidence, and not only that, of course, say nipa no every amanane answer na over UK there, then the requirements will be listed in the application form crampa or failing no. And especially when it comes to the updates, no, you need say when it comes to nkɔfo a wɔpɛ sɛ wɔn switch kɔ more partners no more UK Hanoma, then it has to be a person who is not on the student route. Into ABA or a different route. So ABA you are on a different work route. So Anasa you are on a yeah can I say a completely different route which is not a student route. And no dear
Mm,
you can say you are switching from routes no to the skilled worker route. Apart from Nkofomoye visitors, seasonal workers, short-term students, domestic workers, um, Nkofomoye parents to a child student. That Nkofo way, unfortunately, the government haven't given them the right to switch into usually no. It is only a limited number of people on way to me are switching. When we talk about partner to a skilled worker and I said to any person on the work router, usually we want to talk about nkorɔfo government na ada so ama ɔmo kwan sɛ ɔmo bɛtumi aswitche akɔ saa route no so. and that includes nkurɔfoɔ a wɔfiri amanɔne, because obviously sɛ we're let's say uh, Ghana aba na woka sɛ me yere wɔ fie me kunu wɔ fie mepɛ sɛ mekɔfa ɔmo ba na ɔmo bɛka me ho a, then the law will give you the right under appendix partner uh, route no, to be able to bring that partner here to live with you. And no saa no, say okay genuine subsisting relationship the relationship requirements are quite a number of, see, we are not just looking at how genuine or how subsisting. Genuine nature say relationship no ana, and subsisting nature say ɛda so ɛrekɔ so ana. Nti sɛ government no ɛrebisa sɛ wo relationship na wowɔ mu no, yes, yɛpɛ sɛ yɛhu whether woyɛ nkurɔfoɔ a mote bom anaasɛ moyɛ awarefoɔ. Sɛ moyɛ awarefoɔ a, of course, nipa no a ɔse ɔyɛ wo kunu anaasɛ wo yere ɔnware da anaasɛ waware da koraa mpo no a wayɛ divorce, mo mmienu no, ɛyɛ sɛ motumi kyerɛ sɛ moanyi a moanyi and you are more than the age of 18, and monyɛ should I say family members a moka sɛ moware mo ho nti ɔmo pɛ sɛ ɔmo hu sɛ ampa monyɛ related. And of course, yeah, African background no, polygamous relationships are accepted, but a chrome ha there is nothing like a polygamous relationship. Nti sɛ waware baako pɛ, wontumi nka sɛ wowɔ yere baako wɔ fie, wosan so wɔ yere wɔ ha, wosan so wɔ yere ɛwɔ baby foforɔ. It has to be that one wife that you are referring to. Nti when it comes to genuine and subsisting relationship, there's no actual definition, but omo aka say they want to know say wehyia nimpa no, and you are able to provide them with sa evidence say ampa ebia yekoye yaware no ewo municipal assembly into marriage certificate ni ni, anaasɛ yɛkɔyɛɛ yɛawareɛ no wɔ asɔre ɛna yɛ marriage certificate no nie. Sɛ mo aware crampo under your customary law no nso a, you can also show by way of your customary marriage certificate sɛ ebia me yere anaasɛ me kunu no wɔntumi amba but efiefoɔ gyinaa mu ma yɛn nti yɛ marriage certificate, customary marriage certificate no nso nie. Then they want to know say, is there any other evidence to show say what's not together? Nti ebia moware no ɛna mowɔ pictures, nkurɔfoɔ twitwa pictures. Ghana yɛnim sɛ most of the time no nkurɔfoɔ ɛnhyɛ da ɛnya proof of address a. Wowɔ bank a, then usually maybe when you are registering with your bank na wobɛka kyerɛ mo sɛ wote sei ne sei ne sei. And I know say with the Ghana card no, they require you to have your address and sana omo aye Ghana card the crampo. And with the Ghana card, you are able to use that for other things, such as your phones, such as travel. Oko baby, oko bank crampo omo bisa o Ghana card. Into the Ghana card has such a broad use, and with that your information is able to come up on the institution's data
Yes.
as quickly as possible. And see, BB Sano, you always, if you have banks or you do use the NHIS system, for instance, no, they will be able to tell say, okay, that nimpa way, nimpa way your name say we register from this date. And as an nimpa way no, or the area say. Until they will be able to provide you with a letter if you go and request it. Into bibi saa no, sɛ mo sɛ ebia motena together 4 years ansa na me kunu anaasɛ wo yere no ɛreba UK kurom ha a, go to those different institutions and then ask them to give you a letter. We don't get letters through the post sɛ kurom ha. That one I know say it is
Yeah.
not possible. Unless you are a professor, because when you say, oh, you're a school lecturer, now say professor, dear, I don't know. Ube,
Anyhow. But before you over continue on, let me say, before you ever continue, say, oh, can say bank DN for instance, and Ghana card DN for instance. Me funny say, Tama, minimi kuno, ye be war, mbia na 2 years, no, ye worry less than 2 years, by yatna, tio, yatna, more than 2 years, ewo feedback, but some time etino. Those things na say me could be a bank account na me could be a we no yen shada and checky address no ye use PO box right but
yeah, yeah.
sisia no ye has a digital address system na place location ni bibia correct no say abane say me prove with my bank statement so na before me use PO box and a media me partner nso mbia saa na afei no enye PO box na ba be use no nti no o se me kɔ change say me use digital address no ne mfa nto me account ne so anampo say me tu every baby a me wɔ no ne nti I'll come back but ne nti a me can on say time ye wɔ PO box no
Mm,
u change your location your PO box remains the same.
yeah,
Baby,
yeah.
I'll bet to your PO box remains the same.
The
And
same.
even if you want to prove 20 years where you live, Nekrana, it's still
Yeah,
that PO box because I don't know. Okay.
yeah.
And niente be sasa and no digital system ya be say me ko na me ko catch bank na me momo na me Ghana card near you me digital address near the ya. MBA no change ne ba within 3 months bibi.
Mm-hmm,
So na
mm-hmm,
bank no makwasesa ɛno nso menya saa approve no sɛ mede kɔma efie kɛseɛ mu a that's the home office no
mm-hmm.
ɔmo alright sɛ ɔmo tumi bisa bank no ebisa ɔmo when I use the address in the bank ɔmo wɔ saa right ana ehia the fact sɛ me ma yɛ ma deɛ masesa mede abrɛ mo sɛ my address na me prove nie no it ends there because I know some more right to do some verification in the system but as to whether
Yeah.
to check the bank call the bank or verify from the bank they say address wei a nipa ko yi kan sɛ ɛno ne residence no abere
Mm.
bɛn na ɔde bɛto ɔde bɛbie bank account anaa biribi I hope yɛ wote nea mepa
Yeah,
na
yeah,
aka no
yeah,
wote ase
yeah, yeah,
ɛno
yeah.
wobɛtumi ayɛ
Nti remember say who complete application no online they always
mm,
request for you to sign a declaration form as an applicant.
mhm,
And then if
mhm.
your partner is making the application on also ever sign it on also need declaration. It is
Okay.
that declaration no ɛna ɛma ɔmo tumi
Mhm.
sɛ ɔmo ntumi ebi a check it with the bank anaasɛ ɔmo check it with NHSIS anaasɛ ɔmo check it with your relevant hospital anaasɛ beebi a wakɔgye later no efiri no. It is that which gives them the authority. It's the omo check here. They have every right to also call the institution because you have given them the
Okay.
permission said they should call them and verify. It is say almost verifier. They can ask, do you have this person on your system? That's one of the first questions they ask. Do you even have this person on your system? Into say almost say Anya, oh, we just want to know what um I mean information in terms of the address that you all have on records because we have this address on their records. Is it similar to what you also have on your records? Into Bibi Sano, obviously when you are filling in the application, they ask how long have you lived at the address? Into say also what's now hot 3 years, sir. They expect the bank to verify, say, we'll say what's now hot no 3 years. But if you haven't changed it with the bank 3 years ago, then men go kawa application mu say you've stayed there for the past 3 years. Because some your checks no not bank na say there be we don't have that for 3 years. She moved or she changed the address only yesterday. Now what can I say? Pajo say me making sense in what I'm saying.
Ɛhɔ no tio ɛhɔ no na ɛyɛ ayɛ problem in the sense sɛ tio yɛ Ghana if maybe me gye same bi a you can give further explanation but let's hold on
Mm,
to that first sɛ ɔka sɛ 3 years mentena but then Mbia physically no address na new address no makɔtena hɔ but menkɔ sesa wɔ yɛka ne sɛn me
Bank.
bank no hɔ
Mm.
same bia on say dodoɔ na na use PO box dodoɔ
Yeah.
na PO box ansa na digital bɛyɛ bɛfa n sɛ a year mu ne ɛkɔ na 2 years
I
ɛna
think
yɛ digital system
I think so they started making the changes around 2018, 2019 thereabouts. Yeah.
okay concept na be establish ne nti no same bia before no PO box na because say minim say me was address my na address no genuinely my na address no 2 years but then
Yeah.
man kosisa wo bank or because
Yeah.
minim say PO box is also enough and is still in use as well.
Mm.
Into Nebanisana, do I have to present the two addresses? Then the PO box one and the digital one. I mean, can say yes. Digital ni embrace but PO box na midi be a bank account. Say na deception be enkobim and
Then,
misunderstanding be enkobim.
yes,
So
you can provide them with your other addresses. I mean, there's no should I say limitation in the number of addresses you can provide. Usually, say what's not baby for 2 years, they expect you to give that address. If you've lived somewhere else within that 2 years, they expect you to also give that address as well. Until there's no limitation, and that's a cap. Almost to say ABA one address per NIS into based on that one address, that's where everything must have passed through. Into say also what current address Konongo
mhm,
Road. Oh, ABA
mhm,
me move call Konongo Road in the year 2022, January muhonom. But na first me te La Paz. La Paz no there. Na me te honum for the past 10 years. Into Martina La Paz from the 10 years before up to January 2022. Ansana maybe movie I call my current address. Into you give them the address and the periods in which you lived at those addresses. Say ya who says say any say na ete. Into there's no limitation. You can always add it as extra information. And I say almost bisa extra addresser. Sorry. Oh.
okay. Into no and no be further explanation side and now what to me a
Yeah.
cheche mu yi.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Let me say me drag you way too much, but time yɛbɛsan aka ho asɛm ɛha nkurɔfoɔ bebree
Yeah.
especially moving from
Yeah.
PO box the digital address no
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
me say yes me my address me use wɔ bank mɛfa ne sɛ hɔ no they are still PO box no nti me
Mm,
residence address sign so ohun adeɛ no ɛyɛ
okay.
still PO box
Okay.
even though mɛka ne sɛ me move I'm just giving an example me move to a
Example. Yeah.
different residence but I'm still using the PO box na ɛno nti na ama na
Yeah.
akɔyɛ nsɛm no oh yeah maame bisa last na afei de mebie telephone lines na ma etiefoɔ no ɔmo nso ɔmo abɛbisa ɔmo deɛ nyɛ saa nkɔmɔ no daa na ɛyɛ sisi a no
I
prove na yɛgu so a yɛ keka ho nsɛm na yɛnhwɛ me partner sisi a no yɛaka nneɛma a ɔsɛ wode kyerɛ ɛkyerɛ genuine mu relationship sɛnea ɛbɛyɛ a wobɛtumi apply as ne dependent partner na waka na yɛn bi asikasɛm bi so wɔ mu ɔsɛ mekyerɛ me financial status anaasɛ even me colleague no nso ɔno nso yɛ adwuma ɔno nso kyerɛ ne financial status ansa na mede aka ho ayɛ application a na mpatwɔ nti nea meka n sɛ financial requirement bi ɛwɔ mu for anaasɛ I need to satisfy any financial requirement as the partner no one anaasɛ dependent partner na anansa na application ayɛ successful ana.
when it comes to the financial requirements ne deɛ usually say nipa na ɔyɛ worker no ɛwɔ UK kurom ha na wayɛ adwuma for some time they expect sɛ ɛyɛ nipa na ɔreba no ɛna ɔbɛtumi akyerɛ sɛ within that first month no ɔbɛtumi a maintain ne ho sɛ ɔreba and usually they require sɛ either sɛ obetumi akyerɛ anaasɛ ne partner no ɛbɛtumi akyerɛ sɛ ɔwɔ sika a ɔbɛtumi egyina so aka sɛ they will be living on that for that first month. Nti usually if it's a skilled worker partner, they are looking at about £823 thereabouts just for that first month. Obisa no, of course, you are expected to show say nasika no ɛda wɔ account no mu for at least 28 days within that 31-day period. In least 28 days now, they want you to show say ebia may application no and then na sika no ada my account no mu since last week, and the date here 8 into since last month, from the, let's say from the 10th of August up to now no, that money no at na my account no more. Nti, if you are able to show say you are able to meet the maintenance requirements, then they go on to see how you will be accommodated as well. Nti, o yeri anase uknu na o beka ne ho no, or tenancy agreement anase o obi a obetumi aka say ne yere eba nti mama ne 1 bedroom obetumi atena me nkyɛn, ɔno ne kunu ebetumi atena me fie for the period of time that they are coming. Nti ɛno no saa no, you have to show by way of the tenancy agreement anaasɛ nipa no ɛbɛtwerɛ letter aka sɛ ɔyɛ ne fie but ɔma ɔdan a ɔpɛ sɛ wotena mu with wo yere anaasɛ wo kunu, ɛna ɔde ne copy of ID nso ɛbɛka ho. And of course, in terms of the maintenance too, they want to see the bank statement showing sa sikano within the account for that period of time. It is very important say you be to me actually sa in yema way. People make a mistake and then they start doing transactions in their account, and they don't realize say it will go on to affect them later on. It is almost say it has to be in for at least that period now. They are very strict on that. They expect said the money will be in for at least that period.
Okay. Yo, Eunice, into no, the amount that you mentioned, the figure that is 820 something pounds. Is that
Yeah.
what you, is it pounds or is it
Pounds
pounds?
for sure. Yes, pacha, yeah, pounds. Pacha.
Okay,
Yeah.
right. Okay. So earlier on, Tama make about the evidence that the caseworker or the home office or what they would they
Yeah.
have the right to go and verify, no? Yeah,
Yeah.
sure, no. And now if I've processed my application, I've submitted my application, and then later on they requested for a further evidence,
Mm,
which
mm,
I know sometimes they do. But in case they do, normally they will either give you 10 working days to produce those documents before they
mm.
proceed. Says Annette here. And
Yeah.
so with this 10 working days now, is there any way you can let them or request for an extension? Is
So
it
you
is it possible you request for an extension?
sorry. And see,
Possible,
when it
possible.
comes to
Mm,
the home office caseworker, they are within their limits,
mm-hmm,
or they can also say when it comes to making further requests, because there is that requirement for evidential flexibility. In say almost no almost
mm,
request they send at least so what, then they can make a decision as quickly as possible, and that's why they give that 10 working
mm,
days, just so that they are able to get on
mm.
with the work or get on with the case as quickly as possible. And to say, oh, bisa for further extension, and
Okay.
then you have to have a very good reason. The NCR will bisa for that further extension. Into unto I say, oh,
Mm,
I'm not feeling well, so can you give me an extra 2 weeks to get the documents?
mm,
I didn't hear why
mm.
you will make the effort to
Obey,
get the, yeah. Unless you are
that's
saying
correct.
say the registry is closed. Unfortunately, no, they haven't said
Mm,
when they will be opened. I am unable to tell the
mm.
time frame in which the registry will be opened, and I need to go and get further evidence from them. Into I don't know, sir, no,
Oh,
either you go on the registry's website or you take a notice that says that the registry is
then,
closed to give to them
you
to
show
show.
it to them.
Say,
Okay.
unfortunately, there's nothing I can do.
Mm,
Registering is not to, so I can't provide it. And answer will call
mm,
bank no not bank and say it will take us 2 weeks to get the information to you.
Yes.
Now, within that 2 weeks, no, they are telling you that because of A, B, and C, we are unable to get you what you want. Then let them put it in writing because some of the omwano and the likelihood of the
Mm.
caseworker also believing you is very little. It has to be in writing
Le-
for them to know say this is what you are also
Exactly.
facing, and then they should give you that further extension to be able to provide it to them as soon as possible. And see, it all goes back to the fact that you want to give them as much evidence as possible to show say power relationship no genuine, because they will know say there are some people maybe they've only been married for a short while, and no no if there isn't much evidence, that's when they will usually call for an interview, because bia one for evidence be
Uh,
amber. When they requested
uh-huh.
iwentumi nso amfa nkyerɛ ɔmo nti they are not sure, so for them to have some clarity they will call you for an interview. They will want to know say
Mm.
nkurɔfoɔ wei ampa sɛ ɔmo yɛ awarefoɔ anaa, and that is where you have
Sa.
to know yourselves. And unfortunately, to the nkurɔfoɔ no, we see it as, oh, I am area, I don't need to know much. And
Eh,
then by the time they go for the interview, almost to top papa so, and they haven't got a clue. And they are genuine couple as well. So you just ask yourself,
it's true.
how did this happen?
Everything.
How did this happen?
Eh,
So at least mo kakra mo taking it seriously, because the chrome ha bibia evidence. Some say mo read date way now
mm,
crew ka another date now so ka another data. I am sorry, there will things say mummy
mm.
no and ya ware pa, because mo date na mo de worry e kram no want to me enka the same date. Say be sakra say mo
Mm.
worry wo here sorry and I say fear ba ko ka sorry ba ko so ke fie.
Mo-
No
mm.
similarity whatsoever. And see, you have to know
Enti
this.
no, ɛno saa no, la Eunice, ɛno saa no tie o. Yɛakɔware ɛnkyɛ biara. But then ne yɛtwe mpena. Yɛatwe mpena
Mhm,
no yɛ mu ɔden. Nti no,
mhm.
yɛhu sɛ, oh, yɛnya opportunity to go abroad anaa me yere nya opportunity to go abroad. Na ɔbɛkɔ na ɔnware me. The fear sɛ, hey, wei deɛ ɔkɔ na aware nni hɔ a, ɔkɔɔeɛ a, kai, ɔkɔfa ɔbaa foforɔ. Nti no, ɛneɛ ɔmeɛnware sɛnea ɛbɛyɛ a ɔkɔ a n'akyi sɛ ne yere wɔ hɔ ne yere wɔ hɔ anaa n'adaakye sɛnea yɛatena akyɛ ne yɛnkɔ join no.
Yeah,
Nti ɛno saa na sɛ yɛfrɛ mo interview na genuinely no na motwe mpena, you are not even living together, moyɛ
yeah,
mpenafoɔ ba mohu mo ho akyɛ so wɔ ho.
yeah,
Nti no you only got married based on the fact sɛ me kunu no nya opportunity a ɔba abɛkɔ aburokyire. Nti
yeah,
ɔbɛkɔ deɛ a ɛnea me na atwe mpene yi a busuafoɔ no hu sɛ no ɔbɛkɔ agya me wanhwɛ a me nso obi abɛde ne nsa abɛbɔ me so anaa obi nso akɔkye no, nti ɛneɛ neɛ yɛnware ansa na
yeah.
wakɔ na daakye ɔkɔyɛ settle ma akɔ akɔka ne ho. Can this be explained to the home even if we are called for interview no wombɛtumi akyerɛkyerɛ mu sei ma no atɔ mo asom anaa?
I mean, when it comes to the home office, omagasa so own questions are person bisa. And for them,
Um,
unfortunately, you have to show proof. The onus is on you to show proof. So also went to me and share proof, then they want to know, say,
mm,
in Crawford way, yeah, be some more reasonable
mm,
questions that every couple should know about each other. Nti sɛ yɛn nso
yes.
yɛrebisa ɔmo questions na ɔmo nso ɔmo ntumi mma
Mm,
yɛn answers na yɛrehwehwɛ deɛ a, ɛndeɛ yɛbɛgyina ɛno
mm,
no so, because you can come up with your
ɛde
own
are-
commentary and tell them say ni say na ɛteɛ,
yes,
but them no, they have it
but
in their mind.
ɛnyɛ
This yes, this is how genuine couples relate to each other. There are certain basic things that sɛ muhu about
you
each
should.
other, and anaasɛ muhu about the fact sɛ ebia moyɛ awarefoɔ anaasɛ moyɛ nkurɔfoɔ a monim mo ebusuafoɔ no, at least there is certain basic information that you should have. Nti sɛ munni saa basic information ne di a, ɛbɛyɛ den na convince me sɛ moyɛ awarefo. And so they will ask you their own questions. Yes.
Yes.
They
Lawyer
want
Eunice
to,
said that say
yeah.
thank you very much. Ntiɛmɛtiefoɔ nso ho kwan na yɛde yɛdi nkɔmmɔ yɛnwie yɛn nkɔmmɔ yɛgu so a yɛdi nkɔmmɔ but etiefoɔ nso bi atetɛtetɛ mu sɛ phone calls bi twintwam anan mu na yɛmmɔ ɔmo opportunity na ɔmo nso ɔmo mbisa ɔmo question na numbers a yɛde bɛdi dwuma no ɛyɛ 0208 123 1016 mesrɛ mo fana main na phrase si a 0208 123 1016 anaasɛ wobɛtumi afrɛ 0739208468 wobɛtumi nso afrɛ no saa nso na wobɛtumi agya whatsapp only message na wagya na obi nso wogya ne tietietie ɛyɛ 07596620 154 ne so na obi yɛnya ɔfrɛfoɔ ne di kan wɔ ahoma no so ɔdɔfo a wofrɛ bakyɛ wokasa frɛ na ma yɛnte wo nka.
Yeah, hi. BWF, Namishamu, Paneti.
Good
Dennis,
morning.
make us free. Stock on Trent.
Okay, thank you, David.
Bachayo, Namishamu. Where there, me beside for question because I'm a EU family member. Now, Chibiana settlement naso. Now, application, fastness I may upload no, and also kaka. So I don't know, is there any way I can post my evidence and everything must be uploaded online because I want my confused kaka. But fast no also. And cover letter no.
Oh, Mr. Davis. Unfortunately, no, I know say they only allow 6 megabytes per upload. Until you have to find a way of doing it each document at a time, or if you can do a set of, let's say, 10 documents and it will be under 6 megabytes there. Now I understand because unfortunately, no, you can't post the documents. They want everything to be done online. Until you will have to find a way of either compressing it or doing it in bits. Senya pa sa 6 megabytes chunk na or more.
David wɔ
Hey. Anyway, then I just say me only the important documents because the view I mean say important, but the boy say subsidiary because it be a tenancy agreement over 5 years. Normally, yeah, I know there be another this account.
hwɛ ɛyɛ normal ɔmo liste ɔmo ankasa ɔmo liste ebi ma wo nti ne ɔmo aliste na ɔmo hwehwɛ no sɛ no wɔ mu a de kan yɛ no first na afei neɛ wohwɛ a wo so de ka ho ama na ama wo evidence na yɛ strong ne so na wo de aka ho why.
Oh, okay. It will be online now. Me to the post. Then I can just to
saa na lawyer ɛka.
Mate.
Yɛnsi yɛda ase. Yo, thank you. Bye bye. Yɛnya obi foforɔ nso wɔ ahoma no so. Maame pick away. Hello, Kola. Yɛn nkɔmmɔ no na nkensan, but hello, Kola. Mpakyɛ wɔ ahoma so yɛfrɛ wo sɛ na wokasa frɛ.
Mpakyɛ me de Isabel.
Hello.
Me ye uni. Na me try sɛ mɛyɛ me kunu visa ɛma ne permit ɛma ne de aba. Me ankasa na me fill forms ne yɛ bibia.
Okay.
Nanso so unfortunately the kodri almost say me signature ɛwɔ ne passport so. Ɛne de ɛwɔ yɛ marriage certificate ne so ɛnyɛ pɛ.
Oh, yeah,
Na passport ne so no akyɛ nti no ɛma ampa so yɛ ɛba ya me kɔhwɛ na ɛnyɛ nsɛn so ampa. But all the other evidence was okay. In fact, you let a crumb the buy, your marriage certificate date no. I was on they mistook it for another day. Like they wrote practically another date, which is not what was on the marriage certificate. So me patch and do I have to start afresh or I should appeal or something. I don't know.
Asem
see,
when you do okay. No
it's
signature right before I answer signature asem. Well, 30 years ago, me and me ko hu me document bi am asensan. Na me hwe na de. Totally it's like different cra. So, but
yeah,
me a enti bibi sa na
yeah,
ya na ye de but well mo na
yeah.
my lawyers. No, yen boa ma me kakra na to de bi na ye den kakra. Pacho, wadaroma.
I was gonna say with signatures there, a bit to me assessor. I have different signatures, and even the same signature, no crample, you cannot sign it the same way all the time. It's
Yes.
say ukron assessor ne signature na ne signature no is now different. Of course, we are allowed to change your signature if you want to. There's no rule or law. Eka say with signature no end to me end sasa. When it comes to the consent, like I was saying with the topic now you discuss say, say oh your application, there will definitely be something that you have to sign as a declaration. It is with
That's
declaration no has a different signature, but it's similar to obviously your signatures that you use now. Now passports no have a different signature. You can say oh, of course, my declaration no the signature was very similar to the one on my marriage certificate. It's different to my passport, but to say this is the signature that I use, and it's the same signature I signed when I filled in the form. In see, say also my marriage certificate signature no different to my passport no dia, then it's because I've adapted the new signature. And in terms of the way forward, no, I would say you can definitely go towards the appeal route. You can say of course may appeal no such that home office very review. The home office have to review it before the court can give a hearing date. So they might be able to review and say, oh, you've provided enough evidence to show that this is your new signature. This is not an issue. We don't want the appeal to go on until you withdraw appeal no. And then it doesn't even have to go towards the hearing side because omankasa share evidence no who say ampa o signature no wasesa this new signature no and now into when you go towards that route, the Home Office can still review it and change their mind even before a hearing because people are allowed to change their signatures no matter what. And at least with that one, no, say Home Office, I review it to me ashrim, and then they've made a decision to withdraw and they will implement that decision no in your favor. Until you can go down that route as well, unless you want to make the application again. That one is also up to you.
Mampacha
No,
wate.
Pacho Mat
Yɛde nyame
Martin.
ase. Yɛde nyame ase.
I changed. In fact, I went through depression.
Oh,
I
who
decided
said?
not to do it again.
Right.
So I think I will start a new one, and I would
Of
like to have a help from you people. I don't want any depression and any failures
Don't let
again.
this depress you at all. You can always bounce back. Why? Why?
Okay.
But come and see us. Come and see us. Any attitude biano. Ebe ye. Why? Yeah, that's it. So
That's
afraid.
it.
So I share program ni dear.
Pacho Mashe.
Me that's it. Me that's it. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye bye. Your voice notes being so aha. Yembo na yenhwe.
Hello, Maniti, ni lawyer. Memamu, good morning. Yɛda mo ase paa saa berɛ biara mobɛ educate yɛn. Na ɛnɛ topic a lawyer de aba yi no na ɛma me question na meba abɛbisa. Lady no ɔwɔ Ghana. Afei na ɔbɛ apply for spouse visa na ɔbɛ join ne husband ɛwɔ UK ase. Na mebisa sɛ spouse visa ne boɔ yɛ sɛn seesei. Ɛna NHS charge no nso ne boɔ yɛ sɛn. Meda mo ase.
Okay, Lawyer Eunice, no answer we answer. We answer the next one.
Okay, nti ɔno no ebisa question afa obi a ɔba as a partner. Maybe it's not necessarily say ɔbɛjoin no kunu a ɔyɛ skilled worker anaasɛ ɔwɔ skilled worker na working visa. Nti I'm not sure whether it's to do with obi a ɔyɛ settled wɔ UK kurom ha anaasɛ obi a ɔyɛ British. But say saa na ɛteɛ deɛ a, usually the application for the skilled work route and also the working route, it depends on the route. So for instance, health work or no, the application fees no is drastically reduced. I think it's just about 400 and something pounds for the application. And then they don't pay IHS because some health worker dependents. But obia ebia oba on a different route no. Maybe because they are coming on a different work route, their application fee no is about, let's say, 600 and something. And then the IHS is currently £624 a year. £624 say Oma manipakone 3 years. You have to multiply that 624 times 3. I don't know, it's over £2,000 into they are paying over £2,000 for the IHS, then they'll pay the application fee, which is the 600 and something pounds. And see, when it comes to the work routes, Nadia, it's the IHS that takes up most of the money. Say nipa kwan also eba based on the fact say ne kunu anase ne yere no is settled or anase or British passport nti omo man 2.5 years bia. Then the application fee is usually just over £1,600 because they do the exchange from the dollars to the pounds and then the banks take out their rate. And then the immigration health surcharge no so is just about 2,000, just over £2,000 for the duration of the 2.5 years. Into Okaboma, you're looking at over £3,500 for application near IHS no.
Yo, ma'am, I'm say obeti enya ofre fro bi nso ahoma ne so mpacho odofo awo ahoma so ye fro se na okasa friend. Hello. So ode ato so. Enti yentie say nipa na wasa sene bi nso aba yentie.
Good morning, lawyer. Me pacho, my sister what the care abahanom about 3 weeks ni. No no ni main applicant no. And so baby and company ni say adwuma ni honom nti me bisa say obetimi ahwehwe adwuma foforo bi aye apart from care no ana. Me dase.
Hello caller. Mpacho wafre program ne so ma yentie o. Mpacho wa ona ma ndi
Hello.
7758 no. Otemenka. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, kasa yetie o. Yete wonka.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you, but don't listen to yourself on the program. Listen to the telephone. Listen to
Yeah.
yourself through the telephone.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah,
Okay, then
that's
go
what I'm
ahead.
doing.
We can hear you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, thank you. First of all, I think somebody among you is celebrating a birthday today, so I'd like to say happy birthday to
Thank you. Thank
that
you. It's
person.
me. It's me. Thank you.
Oh, all right. Okay. Many more to come as well. Yeah. So, in respect to the EU scheme, like the government just newly updated now, I think it's talking about automatic status without you applying for the status for settlement.
Say that again.
Yeah, I said, the government recently updated its record, like if you're on pre-settle, you don't need to apply for settlement. So they're going to update it automatically.
Yes,
like
that's
you don't
correct.
have to do anything. Okay.
That's correct.
How about the EUSS family members,
I don't know if that apply for them as well.
Okay, lawyer Eunice is here, and then when she finish, maybe we'll read the update for you as well. Lawyer Eunice, but the question that our
Yes.
brother is asking, if you can explain that to him.
And then I cannot get, I'm looking at applying for return of rights, though I know I'll be coming to you anytime soon because you helped me to secure my presettle under the EU scheme some few years back, but I will be coming definitely shortly. I just like I need to know the kind of documents and the things I need to do so I could get everything ready.
That's
Thank you.
fine. That's fine. Lawyer Eunice.
Okay, so in terms of EU family members, yes, EU nationals will have their automatic extension of 2 years if they haven't made their settled status application. This applies to EU family members as well. So if you have made any application under the EU settlement scheme, either as an EU national or as an EU family member or as an EU family member who's retained their rights or under the Zambrano route, and you are saying that when it comes to your settled status, maybe you haven't done the application yet. A few months before the deadline, the government has introduced this scheme where 2 years extension will be given to those people who have applied to the EU settlement scheme. That does not mean because that they've given you that 2 year extension, you can't do your settled status application. You can still make your settled status application because, of course, once you receive settlement, it's better than having 2 years extension, isn't it? So you can still make the application for settlement, and then they will have on their records that because you've made the application and they have received the evidence that shows that you've lived here continuously as a family member of an EU national, they can therefore grant you indefinite leave to remain in the UK. So, in terms of your retained rights, I know that you'll be coming to us. Retained rights means that you're a family member whose spouse, for instance, has passed away and therefore you're retaining your rights, or you're a family member who has divorced their spouse and therefore you're making a retained rights application, or your EU national family member has basically abandoned you and left the UK for some years now and therefore you are retaining your rights. So if that is the case, you can make that retained right application to say that you used to be a family member of an EU national. However, unfortunately, because of the circumstance, you don't know where the whereabouts of the EU national is, or you are not able to get documentation from such person, and so you are retaining your right.
Okay. I think say or the phone at to something no
Okay.
or so tie from when saying your bit so thank you very much brother, for the question. I believe you've gotten the answers that lawyer Eunice explained to you. Now your question back at the end so yeah na producer person or some shit no I right is link it sir. But yes, let me read that for you. See, good morning lawyer Eunice. Had you producer unim deal no yo I see, what does it mean when Mami Nsem and started Derek Yabuana Ibisa? See, lawyer Eunice, I would like to ask, what does it mean when you are a student dependent partner with restricted work? Are you able to switch to a skilled worker route with such a visa? Now the student dependent partner with restricted work. And also they had I say to say like you know student dependent for the mom restricted work and
There be usually in your more restricted work, but it also It also depends because sometimes, of course, say nimpa na wabe um or done also as a dependent. No, so let's say that the student himself who has been given the 20 hours because he named himself, oh yes, students are you are only allowed 20 hours of work. And see, as a dependent, usually you're not restricted in terms of work permits and answer if you want to do any other thing, there shouldn't be any restrictions whatsoever. But they can put those restrictions in place if you haven't been able to meet certain requirements. And see, that
Oh,
is something to know as well.
mm,
Because, of course, there
mm,
will be some people who have certain restrictions on their
mm,
visas. So when it comes
mm,
to somebody switching from that dependent visa to a working visa,
mm,
yes, they
mm,
can switch as a dependent to a work visa if they want, as long as they meet the
mm,
requirements for that work visa. Into say if you are saying say ampa make me actually say my English language,
mhm,
reading, writing, speaking, listening, I also meet the
mhm,
requirement for the approved skill level. Me here to do that job, and Juman for na catch me say, "Omubema me salary na me here no." Then of course you can switch to that route. But if it's not the you're not meeting the requirements there in the patrol, then I wouldn't even ask you to go there. It's as much as
mm,
possible now with me actually because we all know since the last statement of changes you have to be able to show say you are a genuine worker. That requirement was not
mm.
there before. Now they've introduced it, so you have to make sure say you can show say you are a genuine worker. It's important. Yeah.
Wow, sanity. But I mean, talk of it, Say, I don't know. You be ma some my application if fee as a student dependent. Into I don't know. You no restriction. They to so from a house prep on the abana ha no benya no. Na visas ni bi wɔ ha na ɛbaa yɛn mente aseɛ papa. Yo, obi bisa say, hi lawyer, after divorce from a skilled worker partner. Uh, okay, my main count. After divorce from a skilled worker partner and attaining my own skilled worker visa, how long does it have to be before I marry someone else and bring her to UK with my permit? And yes, what divorce now? What for fresh restriction be anymore? And la Eunice, my legal explanation. Now, maybe yeah, divorce na me ho kyerɛ me a ɔkyena nkwa metumi ware anaa.
I know that you're not quite way there. There's no legal answer to it. Um,
Exactly.
it's dependent on you. And since I will say why you divorced now, or better, or there, or new wife ever. Of course, you are allowed to do so. In see, there are no restrictions or time limits in terms of embrano. There's nothing like that because otherwise they'll be putting embargoes on people's relationships, and I don't think say that's what the aim of the law is. And see, say, oh, say why you divorce now, oh, I review ma, then of course, you are not in a polygamous relationship, until you can go ahead and bring your new wife at any time.
Ba onim a lawyer and beba sisi ba onim ne question no me dwen kwa ekyire kakra. To me
Uh-huh.
no near ɔpɛ sɛ ɔkyerɛ ne sɛ me ankasa na meyɛ saa assumption no
Yeah.
ɛmbia sɛ ogyae wei no ɛnkyɛeɛ ɛna ɔno
Yeah.
abɛnya deɛ bɛn ɔno abɛnya skill worker wabɛnya sponsor na wabɛyɛ main sponsor sisi a
Yeah.
ɛna
Yeah.
wagyae no nipa kwan pɛn no no hɛ nti si ɔno pɛ sɛ ɔkɔfa obi foforɔ as ne yere no megye de sɛ ɛmbia ɔpɛ sɛ ohu sɛ depend as it is say and nipa ko okwa ware na aba no obeba be the dependent on him and it
Yeah.
is our proof where in particular yeah you have to prove you've lived with the person for the past and now nipa ko no ware ne de bae no waba
Yeah.
be divorce no wɔ ha nti waba divorce no wɔ ha deɛ a sisi a ɔsɛ ɔkɔware foforɔ nipa ko a
Yeah.
ɔkɔware foforɔ yi ɛdeɛ na
Yeah.
ɛkyerɛ sɛ no one ɛdeɛ na ɛkyerɛ sɛ
Yeah.
ne wɔn kita ho two ɛdeɛ all these things
Yeah.
come into play nti mi yɛ sure sɛ
Yeah.
na ne question no baabi a ɔpɛ sɛ ɔkɔ kɔ no so yɛn yɛ
Yeah.
tia nneɛma bi ase bɛyɛ na
Yeah.
obetumi kaba
Yeah.
bɛto dwa sɛ sɛ ni sɛ nti na akɔba ne saa no
Yeah.
eti lɔye adeɛ wɔ yɛ prove ne sɛ
Yeah.
wo
In terms of a
wawari
relationship like this, for instance, while we're in the Pacono, let's say 3 months, into you don't really have any evidence to show say you have married for long, then the
okay
communication has to be there. If you are saying
that
say yeah kasa wo phone so and I say yeah me man is yeah kasa video, then you show them evidence of the fact that you've been talking to each other even before oh yeah divorce, because of course
that's right
you don't just marry somebody that you also haven't met, because that's another requirement. And say ultimately say where she and so if you've known this person
uh,
before, oh worry we hearing now about divorcing or no, then you should show say now we need nipa no answer now oh worry we hearing now about no, and that you were communicating even before oh yeah we divorce no. So you have to be able to show these things. Yes, you've only known each other for 3 months, but you should have also shown that you've met each other before. Oh yeah, application is the Umbra UK Chrome as well. It's important to be able to choose these things. Yeah.
agye Lookman wotie yɛ a yɛama wɔ apɔ no nyinaa enti no wopa a wayɛ divorce yɛ a yɛ wobɛtumi koraa akɔ visit Ghana na agya moakɔhwɛ so a fine 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 no moatwitwa photos na yɛadeɛ na waba na afei woabɛto nsa afrɛ ɛno nso boa o meyɛ my humble
Yeah.
suggestion
Yeah. Yeah.
ɛno nso boa enti no yes ɛm sɛ mmerɛ no kɔ na yɛmfrɛ yɛn sister lawyer Annie na
I
ɔmfa the
think that
English
only her because not our nyama I said okay and the day yam
waba
fancy one back.
no
Yeah.
problem
Yes.
yeah, yeah. It's, at least no, and the few even the guy who came in later on, very kindly. That means na or team senior no ready, and then your phone calls no and talk row. But then I'm about to finish, and now me enjoy me birthday ni kakra. I do my phone calls. Someone him send them off, and then maybe I'm channel secret way baby cry no work. Ntetiefoɔ yɛbɛda mo nyinaa ase sɛ mo yɛto nsa frɛ mo for the program. You came in on board much we asked a whole lot of questions lawyer Eunice etumi eyi ano de ama mo na egye di sɛ at least you've gotten your portion for me your part and say ubetu anamo. But before we go no maybe sir lawyer Eunice ayimbia throughout the week definitely we might need something to reflect on before we meet again next week Friday nti lawyer Eunice ɛdeɛ na wode bɛgya ansa na yɛde dwumadie no aba wieɛ krakrakrakra
It's even they say, yeah, English resource person, anyhow. But the simple and short of what I've talked about today is that if you are making an application for entry clearance as a partner of a person who is on a working visa here in the UK, you have to be able to show that you, as a partner, whether you are married, and if you are saying you are partners who are not married, then you have to show evidence of living together for at least 2 years. If you are showing evidence of whether you are married and you are in a genuine and subsisting relationship, because they know that sometimes some people may not be able to get all the evidence that they need. So, if for instance, I am saying I've met so and so, we've lived together for 2 years, um, there's only a number of evidence I can get, or because I've been married only for the past 6 months, there's only a limited amount of evidence I can get. Then they want to know what else you can provide. Maybe you can provide proof of your communication as evidence to show that you have been communicating with each other even whilst you were here. Whilst you were living together in your home country, you have to be able to also show evidence that there are items that show that you were living together. And of course, if you are married and you are saying that you have been married for less than a year, you have to be able to show them that, of course, even if you don't have a consistent proof of address from other, shall I say, institutions, they would require that you get official letters. So if you are somebody who is very dedicated to your work and your employer can provide you a letter to say that this is your address, this is the person that works for us, you can provide that letter, or you can provide a letter from even the bank to show that this person has banked with us for this period of time and therefore is providing proof of confirmation that they live at this address with so so and so. And if you are somebody who worships at a church and the church can provide you a letter as well, you can go to them to provide you letters to show that indeed you have been worshiping with them for so so and so and you have lived at the same address with them stating the address on the letterhead. It's important that you are able to show that, of course, you have been living with this person for the period of time that you say you have been living with them. And if you are saying that, yes, you've left this person for a while and you are still in communication with that person, they expect to see evidence of your communication whilst the other spouse was here in the UK. That shows that your relationship is subsisting, it is ongoing, and that's what they want to see. If it comes to things regarding the finance, I would always say that it is also good to show that if you are providing evidence of financial statements, so if your spouse here in the UK is showing that she can maintain you, they provide evidence of their bank statement showing that the money they would use to maintain you, which is just over £800, has been sitting in your account for at least 28 days. So it has to be at least 28 days within a 31-day period. So it's important that that money has is shown to be sitting in your account for that period of time. And you will also have to show proof of accommodation to them so that they know that this person who is joining you will have a suitable place to lay their head. It's important that we also keep abreast with the new changes that the government is also introducing. So next week we'll be doing some more updates in terms of the new statements of changes that the government introduced yesterday, and most of them will come into effect from the 5th of October 2023. So thank you, and hopefully we'll see you all next week.
And thank you very much, Lawyer Eunice. Soon. A program no yeah the abewie. Yeah. Once again, me sa catch mo say oh here lawyers papa na omahwe wasem omahwe mu ye na o ayi arechirem ana rehihye mu say masem we se nea etie bia no lawyers yi ɔmbɛtumi agyina mu ama madi nkonim a ɛne mekamfo BWF Solicitors the amount. Ɔmo are very dedicated a ɔmo bɛtumi abɔ mmɔden sɛnea kwan biara so sɛ wobɛdi nkonim ɛwɔ nkratasɛm mu. Sɛ ɛyɛ immigration nsɛm anaa family law ebusua yiyi nkurɔfoɔ yi ne deɛn na ɛtwa mu ɛsen anaasɛ edwuma mu litigations aba ɛne mitigations ɛha nkurɔfoɔ kɔsensan contract bi a wonte aseɛ na afei ne yɛde rew na wo a na wohyɛ kɔna wonhu kwan a womfa so anaasɛ even wo tax ho nsɛm ne ade mpo nea aba nansen a probate ɛne will trɔ ɛno nkoraa mpo bra BWF Solicitors sɛ yɛ nkurom law nso na biribi kyerɛw sɛ wotɔ asase obi awo sika bi paa ma wahu sɛ kai yɛde wafa wankɔ na bɔ mmɔden abɛhu BWF Solicitors for ɔmo office ne bi wɔ Accra na wobɔ mmɔden na wofrɛ ɔmo a ne ɛne mo nkɔtena ase ɛne ɔmo nkɔtena ase ɔmo bɛtie w'asɛm ahobrɛaseɛ mu na ɔmo di asɛm no ama wo Omo senior partner Uncle Ben, yɛnyinaa yɛnim lawyer Bernard Owusu, ni over 30 years of experience ɔwɔ ɛwɔ law mu nti no home office home office eturo no home office ho Uncle Ben letterhead na mo ho popo sasasasa omo yɛ list mistake adeɛ bɛyɛ omo nti no na omo ayɛ ne fintim na omo grant wish ɛde ama Webi and the community into Bomodia. Now, Bekanyame Adumochna, the community and the law ever Basumini Avema or cool from Pon Bidimuchiame. Na ida say Uncle Ben Pimuna and I say Yam Papa Bakon lawyer Charles Asma Ebeba na Wabetre Yoma air coso airs na air by Yenim said you new law Kakrebi a Chumaya Abit la Eunice Eddie by. Monhyɛ ne nso na momfa evidence ne deɛ ɛwɔ baabia nanso yiyu deɛ no wɔn sɛ yɛsi partner nsɛmsɛm na wotie a sɛnea tie no kwan a wobɛfa so a wo ho bɛda wo sɔn bɔ mmɔden a na kɔhu BWF Solicitors saa media ne manyɛ naate obi afrɛ manyɛ tea no ano no na ɛnɛ nso nyame adom mede ma woda exactly today and on the 8th of September I love these days to be na megye de sɛ wohwɛ me wɔma me happy birthday wode happy birthday no koraa no ɛnyɛ no wode ka God bless you ɛno nko a menya God bless you 100 ɛnɛ a Awurade ma yɛyie wie nti meda mo nyinaa ase have a lovely weekend and make sure you have fun and do things that will benefit the system, do things that will benefit you, do things that will benefit the community. Nyame nhyira mo, nyame nkɔ bi ha we bia ho. Mema mo bye bye.
This is our world. Here we are in our community. There are the laws. There are the regulations. We have BWF Solicitors. BWF Solicitors, experts in all aspects of the law, family law, civil litigation, all immigration and nationality issues, representation in court, marriage and divorce. We pride ourselves to give you excellent legal services and follow through till we get you the right result and decisions. That is our mutual satisfaction. We have a team of excellent qualified solicitors and support team to help you every step of the way. Our senior partner, with over 30 years of unbroken service to the community, is a member of the Family Law Panel and has advised several lawyers and institutions in many legal matters. He is qualified to practice both in the UK and in Ghana. Come to us. Speak to us. Let us represent you. We are your trusted community partners when it comes to the law. Locate us on the 4th floor of the Anna House, 214-218 High Road at Seven Sisters in North London. N15 4NP. Nearest train station, Victoria Line to Seven Sisters Station, exit number 2. We are open for all consultations from Monday to Friday, 9:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Weekends by appointment only. Call us now on 0208 493 7340 or 077 127 61884. BWF Solicitors, your trusted legal partner.